Well, as the war in Ukraine unfolds, more and more people are watching events on social media. Now, Facebook and Twitter have just removed two anti-Ukrainian, quote, covert influence operations from their platforms. It's all to stop the spread of disinformation. NBC News senior reporter Ben Collins covers disinformation and extremism for us. He joins us now. Ben, what do we know about these groups?
Sure, there's two separate groups here. One is based out of Russia. It's tied back basically to the same people who ran the troll farm 2016. They were posing as Ukrainian journalists on a website called Ukraine Today. And they had a bunch of fake profiles, even fake profile pictures created by AI. And the whole point of that operation was to sow doubt about the effectiveness of Ukraine's strategy in this war. Facebook said they took down about 40 profiles associated with that. And there was a second entirely different operation run by a Belarusian hacking group, which has ties to the Belarusian government, called Ghostwriter. And what they did was they hacked into accounts of Ukrainian journalists, real Ukrainian journalists, public officials, people like that in Ukraine, and then posted a video of Ukrainians waving a white flag of surrender. So these are two separate but sort of in tandem anti-Ukrainian disinformation operations.
And you'd have to imagine that there are others, that more will pop up as time goes on. What else are the social media companies doing to try to identify and remove any disinformation that's out there?
They're keeping an eye on everything in these spaces. They're looking for algorithmic flags. So basically people who are, they won't say this out loud, but this is what it is. People who are using previous IP addresses tied to these previous troll farms, they're seeing if they're creating new accounts from those IP addresses. But, they're also just, they're looking for fishy behavior, suspicious behavior. When you hack into somebody's account, and it's all coming from the same place, it's pretty easy to identify that as one specific hacking group. That's what's going on here too. So they're going to keep an eye on this stuff. If things look fishy like this, these two were, very overt. One was a hacking group. The other one was tied to a previous FSB tied operation. So that's that's what they're going to keep looking out for, is these disinformation operations tied to governments in Russia and Belarus.
Is there any way to know really how big a problem this is? I mean, is there a way to know how many of these disinformation groups are out there and working?
I mean, there are influence operations with pretty much every government at this point. The ones that do the hacking are a little bit more intense, obviously. But they're, I would say countless at this point. And it's very easy to hire what are known as cutouts, basically, hire contractors to do this sort of disinformation work right now. It is something that foreign governments have been doing for the last maybe 8 to 10 years, and they're certainly going to ratchet it up during wartime.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.